F1 mod proves we need V12s and lighter cars back in Formula 1. Very recently, you may have seen me do a video on Race Sim Studios' latest F1 2026 car mod. And that was epic, like a lot of fun. Oh, he's done me! He's done me! To the line! Side by side! Oh, what a fish! But alongside it, they actually made a V12R variant. This is a league variation of their original 2026 Formula Hybrid car with slight visual changes and big engine changes. And you can probably guess by the name, yes, instead of the V6, it's got a screaming V12. It's still got the Active Aero that's planned in 2026, but this variation has about 350 more brake horsepower and crucially is 69 kilograms lighter than the base car, which is of course based off the actual F1 regulations we're gonna get in real life, which I'm sure is already music to everyone's ears. But just in case you don't know why, let's try it out. This is about to be just a symphony of noise, isn't it? Oh yeah, baby. Come on. Come on. Oh man, that sounds good. That sounds good. And also, by the way, instantly I can feel this car is lighter. You can feel that lack of weight. It's less cumbersome. And it sounds fantastic. Oh man. Oh man. I don't mean to sound like an old man or Jeremy Clarkson or whatever. Things were just better. They were better. Okay? When the V12s were in Formula 1, they just sounded so much better. They sounded like actual rocket ships. It sounded like the second coming of not Jesus, of motorsport heaven. And it can't be understated. I hope it's coming out on camera, because I think it is. Like, you can tell the car is so much quicker. You can tell it's lighter. It just feels nimble. This thing's simplistic to drive as well. There's no MGK delivery you can see on the top and the heads-up display on the right-hand side. It's on 0 the constant time. This is an au natural V12 lightweight car based on the 2026 chassis. Slightly altered though, you know, some of the aero bits are different, you know, around the car, the front wing, the rear wing, the bodywork, but it is basically based off the 2026 rule set, just with an all-natural V12 engine and a lot less weight. And it basically just means it's still a great-looking car, because I think we can all agree the 2026 regulations do actually look really pretty as a chassis, but it sounds tons better, and it's arguably even more fun to drive, because obviously I had a lot of fun with the actual baseline 2026 car in a previous video on the channel. If you didn't see that, by the way, check that out. But that was a lot of fun to drive anyway. But this is already, with a couple of laps here around the Red Bull Ring, even more so, mostly because of the weight, you know. The engine sounds, okay, cool, I've heard it. Now after a lap, you kind of get used to it. I feel like that's, you know, a lot with modern F1. As much as I can come on here and say that this sounds much better, you know, the V8, V10, V12, all much better sounding engines for Formula 1, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions. At the same time, once you get underway, once racing gets underway, I feel like the audio is, you know, maybe down the pecking order of things you think about, especially when you're sim racing. The actual driving itself, the normal regulation set car, was very fun, but this seems to be a bit more fun, and it's mainly from just how nimble the car is. Like, you can just woo, save it like that. It is so light. It is so light. You can say, if that was the heavier actual 2026 car, that would have been in the wall. Come on now. I'm trying the best way to describe the feeling, basically, but hopefully it comes across visually that it's basically kind of like the equivalent of, you know, when you watch like old onboards, I'm thinking like 06 Alonso, where he's really, you know, like chopping away at the steering wheel to get the nose fired up, and just it looks really agile. It feels like that, and you can be ready for any bump to get on power as early as you dare, and then, you know, make some moves. And I guess we're going to see that in a bit, because, you know, let's put that to the test. Let's see if these lighter weight cars produce better racing because you can compare. You can go back and watch the previous video. Let's see what it's like here around Austria. Different circuit, I will admit, but I think still is going to be a fair assessment and comparison. Let's go. 5-lap race around the Red Bull Ring. Let's put this alternate 2026 Formula to the test as we go to lights out. And we're on the way. I should use DRS straight away. I didn't point that out also, by the way. We still have the 2026 rule set, so extra DRS. So, oh my! These cars are so light. 2 of them went upside down. Incredible. I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting that. Assetto Corsa AI. Never change. Never. Actually, you know what? Please change for Assetto Corsa Evo. I want Assetto Corsa Evo to have some class AI, because then that actually just might be the nail in the coffin for the actual F1 game. Right, take 2. Let's try that again. We didn't even get past turn 1 without a monumental crash, so maybe that's one little problem. The cars are so light that the Assetto Corsa AI are having problems with it, but that's to do with the AI, not really the car itself. That's not a formula problem. As I was going to say, there is still DRS, so you've got... Oh, okay. Bye now, bye. Let's just move on. Let's move on. I was going to say, so you've got V12 lighter cars, but you've still got the active aerodynamics on the front and the rear. So it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. We're up to P4. We've not made a single on-track overtake. Let me finish my point. You've got Active Aero, V12, lighter cars. It's a brilliant combination. I mean, it's no wonder, basically, Racing Studio tout this version of this 2026 car as like a league racing car. Like, this is the car you'd actually want to drive with versus other people to have a fun, actual good race, because it's a you know, their normal 2026 car is a fun car to drive. This is even more fun to drive. It sounds good, and it's still got a bit of the new technology, you know, the Active Aero, the new chassis shapes. You're still getting that, you know, feel of 2026, but okay, to be fair, that bump is really quite large. You know what? I think I talked about having a fair comparison. Let's go back to Silverstone. That's a real fair comparison then from this formula to the actual 2026 one, because also clearly the curbs here are absolute death. Right, back at Silverstone. We never should have left. We never should have left. 3 laps around here, same exact conditions as the previous race we did with the actual 2026 cars. Let's see how the V12 lighter versions do around here. I assume turn 1 is going to be chaos again, as it was last time. Yes, it is. And we avoid all of it and climb up to P3, but we've got 2 cars to chase, unlike 3 it was last time. Let's see how we do around here. I'm curious how Magnus Beckett's going to feel. It should feel amazing with the lighter cars. It really should. Right, through cops. Flat, 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 flat. Oh, fully flat. Unlike the actual 2026 car. So the lighter chassis is helping. It feels so much better. It feels so much better to commit through these corners. Oh, that is so good. We were having so many issues on the rear end in the heavier car, but this is glorious. You just feel like you've got that confidence to get on power earlier, and you also, you know, if it's going to get away from you, because it's such a lightweight chassis, you can just wrestle the nose in and make something happen. Even on the curb there, just a bit quicker to react because it's not as cumbersome. And we're now chasing after P1. Oh my, okay, I've nearly forgot about Active Aero through there. That was code brown for a second as we let off throttle. But now it looks like we've got a 2-lap battle with P1 as I understeer. Nearly off circuit there, that was my bad. Open, I always forget that I can open it earlier because the DRS zones are extended. And I've got to remember also, to be fair, to turn them off or start braking a bit earlier because of the front wing being part of the DRS, you know, the Active Aero. It does actually mean you probably have to cut the Active Aero like sooner, you know, if that makes sense, because you kind of want the front wing to be there when you're braking. As oh, that's a great turn compared to the AI gaining. Oh, Lord! He's lost it. He's lost it. Oh, that was jokes. That was mentally close. I'm going to slow up. I'm going to slow up. I want to be the hunter. Let's chase after someone else. Let him by. Right. Let's chase after him on the last lap. Right, final lap of this race. He's kind of in the same sort of gap as there was to the previous P1 car. So again, let's see if we can go. Can we go flat through here with Active Aero? No, I lifted off. I lifted off. Sorry, I wasn't brave enough. I wasn't brave enough. I wasn't. I couldn't do it. Yeah, I couldn't do it, okay? This time, a little bit less understeer, but still some through there. I think, honestly, I just don't take village very well. I think that's more just me. That's a skill issue compared to the car. As we're gaining again towards the left field. Very tight line they take through there. And to be fair, it works. As we're actually a lot closer. Rear end snaps. It's fine. It's fine. See, the beauty is we're still in the hunt. We're still fine. Just a little snap. We can control it and carry on. Right, we're setting up a final sector, I think, as we're going to commit through Magnus Beckett's. Oh, we're riding the curbs very well. And we've gone down the inside. Oh. That was close. That was close. This car really rides the curbs a lot better than the actual 2026 car. So that's another bonus point for it. As that was very close and Tetchy didn't know where that car was on my outside. Can we make a final ditch effort move? Gonna have to absolutely send it. No. Oh, it's close. Oh, this time it's not going to be a photo finish, but I think you can tell. Even though it wasn't a photo finish like the previous race, that was more about me not maybe being as late on the brakes as possible. You can just send it with this car. You just can. I got to say, to be fair, in both instances, this car, the V12 version and the normal one, hats off to Race Sim Studio, because this is probably the easiest I've taken to a mod or just a new F1 car. Like, usually it takes quite a few laps, but these things are so nice to drive, so intuitive. It's coming quite naturally of like, okay, yeah, sure, a couple of mistakes here and there, but it's not like nearly enough as many like practice laps having to be done to just start absolutely hooning it around the circuit. So big kudos to them.